Ba-ba-ba-ba! It's your boy, DJZ. And I want you to check out my man Cody over on YouTube at Rasslin Rage. Check his website out, r2youtube.com, and give them a follow, give them a subscribe, give them a like. Ba-ba-ba-ba!
Hello, Rasslin Rage fans. You are looking at one half of IPW's award-winning commentary team, chairwoman of IPW's Mental Wellness Task Force, 2021 IPW Rookie of the Year, Independence Pro Wrestling Champion, and sponsor of Rasslin Rage, Davison Sarai. Enjoy your stay. I think Cody's pretty cool. I think Dan's pretty alright. Fuck that other guy.
Oh!
It's going down!
This is Rasslin Rage!
It's going down!
This is Rasslin Rage!
Scream it out loud!
This is Rasslin Rage! Cody Fleming is the man who leads the brigade!
It's going down!
This is Rasslin Rage!
We're doing now!
This is Rasslin
Scream
Rage!
it out loud!
This is Rasslin Rage! Cody Fleming is the man who leads the brigade!
And now it's time for Rasslin Rage with your host, Cody Fleming.
Just so you're prepared.
All right. Anyways, hello everybody in the world, YouTube, wherever you're at, wherever you're listening from. As long as you're not from Russia, we're okay. But anyways, hello to all of you. Oh, I better not say that. I might get canceled or something. But anyways,
You might get bombed, bro.
oh, ew, don't want to do that. So, welcome to the Rasslin Rage YouTube channel. I am the one and the only. Well, probably not the only, but this one. I'm this version of Cody Fleming in the multiverse universe in whatever. But I am him. I am 1/3 of Rasslin Rage and Michigan Independent Weekly. If you haven't already, please make sure you subscribe. Also, smash the thumbs up. That does some really cool things for the channel. If you want to follow Rasslin Rage and Michigan Independent Weekly and all that wonderful stuff, that's down in the description. Go to Facebook, all that good stuff. Do it, please. So, I am with the Vape God Fletch Malone. Hello, sir.
Hello, I am the one, the only, the Vape God Fletch Malone, and it is truly a pleasure to be blessing all of these peasants with my presence. Cody, thank you for having me.
Hey, absolutely. Thanks for being here.
Cool.
So, let's talk a little bit more. I want to get to know you a little bit better. I've only met you. We've only hung out maybe twice so far. Yep. And the first time I met you was at F5 Wrestling, I believe. The second time I seen you was at FU F5, the FU F5 FU3.
3 F at all.
F at all.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of F's in there.
Almost brought Alicia home, but not yet. Not yet. The timing wasn't right.
Right,
I'm telling you, whether it's now or whether it's 6 months from now, Alicia's coming home to her daddy. I'm telling you.
These days, right? One of these days.
One of these days.
Yeah. So let's talk. So I don't want to ask how old you are or anything like that, because that's a little too in-depth. But let's go back to a wee Vape God when you were hitting the smaller vapes. Well, I mean,
elaborate on what you mean by that, because underage vaping is a very bad thing.
Well, it is, but some people don't listen to
I did not vape underage. Okay,
all right.
The Vape God was born, so to speak, about 4.5, 5 years ago. Okay, I used to smoke a pack and a half a day.
Holy shnikes.
A pack and a half a day.
That's a lot of cigarettes.
That's 30 cigarettes a day. For those who don't know how many cigarettes are in a pack, that's 30 cigarettes a day. I was a delivery driver, and I was just driving, fucking chain smoking. I don't know if I can cuss. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you can cuss. Yeah, this is one of those channels.
Cool. Just fucking chain smoking while I was delivering pizzas and shit. So I would smoke a pack and a half a day. I started training for wrestling, and I was like, I can't do this. And one of my coworkers, he was like, "Yo, try this." And he handed me a vape. I was like, "The fuck is this shit?"
Right.
I was like, "No, I want a real cigarette." Like, what the hell? Like, the stereotypical shit.
Right.
And I like to say that the first moment that I hit my vape when I bought my first vape, because not his, because like his changed my life.
Right.
But it didn't change my life in the way that it did when I bought my own. Because when I bought my own and I got it together and I filled the juice up and I took that first hit, I was transported to a different realm, bro. Talking about the multiverse.
Yeah.
Talking about the multiverse. I don't know where I was, but I was in front of like 9 like 30 feet tall beings, bro. And it was the Council of Gods. I don't know. And they deemed me the vape god right then and there. And that's when the vape god was born.
What was in this juice?
Nicotine.
That's it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
And
bro.
it took you to the realm.
It took me to the realm of the gods.
Wow. Okay. All right. So can we talk a bit about your training in wrestling? How about
Sure.
All right. So first of all, let's go back to
I can see you're so thrown off right now.
Yeah, I am. I'm like, well then. There's nothing in
also,
it.
real quick, I know my mom's watching this. Mom, I know you're laughing your ass off. You're welcome for that.
So, when you were a young or wee non-vape god, it was before you were a vape god. You were a vape being, not of vaping yet. All right.
Okay.
So, when you were there, were you watching wrestling?
So I grew up watching wrestling as a kid, but I grew up in the South and I was a big WCW kid.
Okay. Nothing wrong with that.
And when WCW died, so did my fandom for a while.
Okay.
So like I would watch it like
I can understand.
I would like watch it on and off. Like if it was on, I'd be like, oh cool, WWE. Yeah, let's watch. But I wasn't like religious about it, you know?
Yeah.
I was a big Goldberg fan as a kid.
Me too.
And I was sitting watching ESPN one day and all of a sudden Goldberg pops up on ESPN. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? And he's talking about he'd be remiss if he didn't know Brock Lesnar a rematch. And I was like, yo, if this happens, I'm going to start watching this shit again. And as history unfolded, it happened and I fell back in love with it. And the rest is history. I started training about a year after that.
Okay. So, in Michigan, there's a few schools. There's a couple, not a few, I would say. There's a couple. There's about 3 or 4, maybe, that if I can remember right. I'm not sure what's your situation now. Where exactly are you located right now in the United States of America?
At the moment, I'm in Milwaukee.
You're in Wisconsin then?
Yes. I trained originally in Georgia, though.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
So that
I trained in Atlanta.
Where did you train?
I trained at WWA4 with AR Fox.
AR Fox. Oh, man, I've seen him wrestle a few times with Evolve.
I was extremely lucky that I found him because he was the closest, the most affordable, and I didn't know this at the time, but the best teacher I could have asked for to start.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know him personally, but I mean, I've seen him in the ring, and I mean,
I fucking love that man. Like, I owe a lot of my career to that guy.
Yeah. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I know Austin Theory wasn't exactly all trained by him, but I know Austin Theory
95%.
Yeah,
95%.
He did some work with him. I knew that, dude. I see. That's how keen I'm on things.
It was 95% Fox. Like Mr. Hughes was there at the very beginning, and then Fox took over, and boom.
Right.
Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. Theory was gonna make it. Doesn't matter who trained him. Like, as long as it was someone who knew what they were doing with the basics, he was gonna make it. He's like that. That's literally all he's ever wanted to do.
Right.
Like, since he was 7 years old, he's been working towards being a professional wrestler.
Yeah.
/ sports entertainment or whatever they call it in WWE.
Right. He's a good dude. I've met him once or twice.
He's a good dude.
Yeah, for sure. Well, this interview is about Fletch Malone, the Vape God. So you
I'm all about putting people over.
Yeah, all right. So AR Fox, what's something that you found when training with AR Fox that was like really hard for you to overcome?
This is gonna sound real dumb.
Okay.
How to throw a punch?
How to throw a punch?
Like my forearms were there, my kicks were fine. I couldn't throw a punch to save my goddamn life.
Really?
Like it was shitty. After like 2 weeks of working on it, and it just wasn't getting better. He's like, "Yo, maybe you should just like stick to forearms." And I'm like, "All right, cool, I can do that."
Really?
Yeah, like it's gotten better since.
Right.
But at first it was like it was like a D-film movie punch.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it was bad because like I was afraid to like kill someone.
Really?
Like
So you were afraid to hurt somebody, or and then
I just didn't want to like miss and clean knock them the fuck out in training.
Right. Understand.
Like if it happens in a match, it happens in a match. Like shit happens. This ain't ballet.
Right.
Like I'm not aiming to do it. Like again, my punches have become a lot better, a lot more accurate now.
Right.
But at the time, I was like, I'm not going to do it in a match because I don't want to hurt anybody.
Really, that's interesting, man. I get, I don't know if you know this, but I'm a martial artist, so I kind of understand when you're sparring, you don't want to hurt people, but I mean, man, it's not that's. I don't know. I don't wrestle, so I don't know what it's like to.
So let me elaborate.
Okay.
I can throw a good looking punch, but it's gonna hit them hard,
right,
in the jaw.
Right.
Or I can throw a work punch, and it just looks like shit.
Right. Okay. Gotcha.
There was no middle ground for me
Gotcha.
at the time.
All right. Gotcha. Okay.
Does that make more sense?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Definitely makes sense for sure.
Okay.
Now, so you've trained,
Horrible to explain.
right? Now, I know like some of the guys out here that go to the House of Truth, or they go to the PPW school, or Severin has a school. Dan Severin has a school out near Coldwater, or did. I'm not sure if he still does. I think those they're the only ones that I know of. But anyways, usually there's a program. Was there a program like so many weeks and then you were graduated, or before you were approved, or was it like when they said you were ready, you were ready? It depended.
When they said
it
you
just
were ready,
depended.
you were ready.
It
When
didn't
they said you
matter
were
how
ready.
long it was. Okay.
Yeah, because like we were talking about Theory. Theory debuted and won the heavyweight championship in a month. He won it on his debut.
Dang.
So it really just depended on how quickly you pick things up, how much Fox thought you were ready, your character, what you had in mind, shit like that.
Nice. So you said you were down in Georgia area, right?
Yes,
And then that's where you were training with Fox, correct?
correct.
Okay, so you say you're up north a whole lot further. What made that happen? Don't tell me it was a woman.
No,
Okay.
it wasn't a woman. I'm just trying to decide how open I want to be about this.
Okay, all right.
Um,
Well, you could tell me that fucking you're running from the FBI for all I know.
No, it's so I moved to Milwaukee right before quarantine started, about a month before, and I'm not exaggerating when I say this, it saved my life.
Okay.
I wasn't strung out,
Okay.
but I was definitely getting heavy into some drugs that I should not have been getting involved with.
Okay.
And I got to a point where I was like, you know what? I need to separate myself from this. I need to get away from this because I was becoming someone that I didn't like. and I didn't have, like, I was injured at the time. Like, I was dealing with neck injury on top of it. So I didn't have wrestling to like keep me grounded and keep me who I really am.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, all right, I need to get away from this. And I literally just put a feeler post out on Facebook. I was like, anybody got a couch I can crash on for a few weeks? And one of my friends in Milwaukee was like, yeah, I got you. I was like, cool. 3 weeks later, I was on a flight with all my clothes and all my shit. And I was landing in Chicago, and then drove to Milwaukee.
That's interesting.
And 3.5 weeks later, quarantine shut down Georgia and Wisconsin. And I know for a fact that I would not have survived quarantine in Georgia. So,
right. Well, and
I got
it's
out
good.
of it just
I'm,
right
you
time.
know, I'm glad you got out, because
Yeah.
I'll be open with you. And I've been open for years about this, dude. I too had suffered with addiction through my entire life. I've even relapsed a couple times. But that was years ago. And you know, I'm clean now for a long period of time. But I used to like to snowboard a lot when I didn't use any kind of fucking apparatus that went on my feet. All right, so
Oh, heard. Yes.
Yeah.
Same issue.
Right.
Same issue.
Yeah. So
Yes.
I understand.
Love to hit the slopes.
Yeah, definitely we're hitting the slopes. They just got bigger and bigger as time went on.
You know, that was the issue.
Yeah.
That was the issue, and it was free at the time for me.
Yeah.
We're not going to get into how or why.
Yeah,
but
I
it was
understand. I understand. I've been there too. That's how they get you.
Yep. So I got to a point where I was like, I don't like this. I got to get the fuck out of here.
Mm-hmm.
So the move literally saved my life.
And that's good. I'm glad that you were able to make that decision, because a lot of people can't make that decision or won't.
I still have a lot of friends back home that they know it, or they know it and don't want to, admit it.
Mm-hmm.
And they just know it and don't care.
Yeah. And it leads to a lot of different places, man. And it can be bad places for sure. Well, I'm glad that you found your way out of there. Now you come out of the pandemic, here we are, and you're now, wrestling in Michigan. I've seen you a couple times over here. I've seen on your Facebook that you got a lot of bookings in Wisconsin as well. Coming from the southern area, because everybody always tells me that southern, because I've never been down, I've been down south, but I've never been down for wrestling. All right.
Okay.
And a lot of people tell me the wrestling crowds down in the south are a lot different than up here. I've also been told that the Wisconsin crowd's a little bit different than the Michigan crowd.
Yes and no. All wrestling fans are basically the same.
Okay.
Everywhere you go. There's little nuances between between the North and the South, or like Wisconsin and Michigan. Like in Wisconsin particularly, drinking is much more socially acceptable than it is down South. Like a lot of the shows that I worked at down South didn't have alcohol served. Like they weren't at bars, and like the venues didn't have bars, stuff like that. Now every show I work at up here is either at a bar or it has a bar at the venue. Like I haven't been to a dry show. Like even at the fair shows, like they're still selling beer.
Yeah. Like
it's down South, it's much more, as far as at least the workers go, it's much more of a, 420 friendly atmosphere than it is a drinking atmosphere.
Yeah.
In Michigan, with it being legal, it's obviously, more of a smoking vibe than it is a drinking vibe. After the show, everybody will drink, but Wisconsin, it's, doesn't really matter.
Right. Right. I'm on the all above vibe. You know what I mean? Like I'm 11 beers in and my eyes are chink-eyed as well. And I mean that in the nicest way.
See, like after the show, I'm all for it.
Well,
before
I'm not on a show.
Yeah. No, before the show, I can only coke. I can't drink before a show. It's even if I wanted to, even if I could perform, my stomach couldn't handle it. Nope. I hit the mat one time, done.
Yeah, for sure.
Done.
So what do you draw your obviously wrestling's all about being something different, right? What can you bring to the table that somebody else doesn't? That's how you get noticed. You know, I was just, matter of fact, I was just watching, right? I was watching a D'Lo Brown did an interview, you know, and he's part of Impact Wrestling right now, and he did an interview, and somebody asked him, they said, what does somebody have to do for D'Lo Brown to notice them and want to, you know, for you to get them somewhere? And he's like, what are you doing different? What's going to make me notice you? You know, you got to be doing something different. And that's how the whole wrestling scene is. How did you find and develop that?
So, like, you know, I have the whole story of where I got transported to the Council of Gods and everything. It really started off as the leader of Vape Nation. It started with a conversation with Fox, trying to come up with a character. Originally, I wanted to do a hipster gimmick.
Okay.
And I was like, okay. Came up with a name. You know, I've edited the name a little bit since I took off the because sounds dumb. But I was like, how the fuck do I like portray a hipster in the ring? Like, how do I wrestle like a hipster? Like, I don't get it. And Fox was like, either pick something that's just so outlandish that you can just completely like leave yourself and be that, or take one part of you and turn it up to fucking 15. And I was like, okay. I thought about it for a couple of days, and it was just starting vaping and that conversation were within a day of each other. And I was like, well, nobody likes vapors. Why not just turn it up to 15? Let's fucking go. And it's just kind of snowballed since then. It progressed from the leader of Vape Nation to the Vape God to his vapiness to a whole bunch of other things. Like,
yeah, that's great.
like I was from Mount Vaping, North Carolina the other day because North Carolina knocked Marquette out of March Madness.
Oh Lord.
I was billed for Mount Vaping, North Carolina, and my best friend played basketball for North Carolina.
Oh no. Oh
Yeah,
Lord.
awesome.
Oh.
I had so much fun this weekend.
It sounds like it. It sounds like
I
it.
had so much fun this weekend.
All right. So how long have you been officially wrestling in professional wrestling now?
July 1st will be what I consider my debut anniversary. Technically, it was like sometime in March, but literally the whole match fit into an Instagram video 4 years ago. So whatever, like that was my debut. Yeah. But yeah, my first like full match was July 1st of 2018. So 4 years in July.
All right. Well, that's awesome.
I started training September of 17.
Nice. Yeah.
So
now you're traveling and you're doing the thing. You know, you're doing the thing, traveling and all that stuff. What's
trying to make towns, baby?
What's one of the, like, I know like some guys don't travel. Some guys just stay in the state, you know, wherever they're at or wherever, like, but what's one of the, you know, what's a positive about traveling and what's like a negative about traveling as far as pro wrestling is concerned?
Negative about traveling is getting travel paid for in bookings at the moment.
Right.
So, you know, it is still a little bit expensive at this moment. Luckily I have a good support system that does help me out. But you know, positives about traveling, like you get to travel,
right?
Like you get to see like so much different shit.
Yeah.
Like I got to, I'll tell this story real quick. Like me and CJ Cole, we've had our ups and our downs, but we've traveled together. And we had a show in October on Saturday in Milwaukee. And as soon as the show was done, we got in the car. he refused to let me drive on the way there. So he drove 13 hours straight through the night so that we could get to Pennsylvania to go wrestle a show at the Sanctuary. And we went, had a blast. I learned so much. Sanctuary is an abandoned church. Like, I got to get high in an abandoned church. It was awesome. It was so cool.
Right.
Like, the irony was so apparent to me. It was amazing. Like, I love it. And just like I learned so much that time, and like I just heard so many stories from Trotsky and those guys. And CJ, like I said, he drove 13 hours straight through the night and then did the show. He, as soon as the show was done, he was like, I'm gonna go take a nap. I was like, bro, go sleep. I don't care. And like it was a really cool fucking time. And then we just like drove straight back. Like it was just, I don't know. Like I love traveling. I love seeing shit.
Right.
Like
That's
I
cool.
love sleeping in the car. I know that's weird, but like I
No.
like every time I take a nap, I'm just like, this is what I'm fucking built for, man.
Yeah. I think my parents put me in the car when I was a kid and drove me around to put me to sleep, because I get in a car. If I'm passenger in a car,
I guarantee you my mom's laughing right now because I guarantee you that's what she did. Guarantee you that's what she did.
Yeah.
If you can see the comments, go ahead and let me know. She should be commenting.
I see.
You better comment. Ma, you better comment.
But yeah, that's crazy. It's not crazy, but I mean, I get it. I really do. So the travel's the positive. Now, is there, anything that you're, I mean, everybody, when they do things, they have to set goals. Otherwise, they're just doing it for nothing, right? So are there like, some people don't like to give out their goals. So, is there one that you can give us that's not something that's going to be too damn revealing and or too personal?
I mean, there's nothing too major in the works at the moment. So like, I'm not revealing anything. But like, my plan, and it's not even really a goal, it's a plan. This year is the exposure year where I get out, different faces see my face, different states see my face, shit like that. And then the next year is the make it year, so to speak. By the end of next year, doesn't matter what company, I will be signed to some company, whether it's OVW, MLW, Impact, AEW, ROH, it doesn't fucking matter. By December 31st, 2023, the Vape God will be signed somewhere.
All right.
That is not, it's not a prediction, it's not a spoiler, it's a fucking guarantee.
Period,
you heard it first
dot,
here on
dot,
Rasslin Rage.
That's right. Period. ... Period.
Exactly. Whatever that
means. Well, see, so my instructor, whenever somebody would try to question him, like, because you don't question your instructor, dude. And he'd be like, it's like this, period, ... And it just meant like, that's it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Done. Right. Anyways. But for sure, good stuff, man. So goals going in. Is there, so I don't know, I don't think you're in Michigan this weekend, but is there anything going on this weekend coming up for you anywhere else?
I am actually off for the next 2 weekends.
Okay.
Right. I was just as shocked when I looked at my calendar too.
Yeah.
But my body needs the rest because I've put myself through hell for the past 2 months, and it gives me a chance to catch up on some finances. So I'm okay with it for now.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. I know how that goes, man. This is a weekend off for me. I'm not going to any wrestling. My birthday's Sunday.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, my birthday's Sunday. But here's the kicker. Are you ready for this one?
I'm ready for it.
Rasslin Rage's 200th episode is on Sunday.
Oh, shit, that's right.
Yeah. Interesting. It was in September. So this year, September, will be 5 years Rage has been going.
Wow.
Of just Rage. It started out when I started this thing, it was me and this other guy I know. We no longer say his name here, but his name shall remain silent now. We don't
He
say
who must not be named.
That's right, just like Harry Potter. But we had a co-host, whatever, and I started this thing up. And originally we were talking about everything, indies, the feds, everything, kind of like a dirt sheet kind of would. You know what I'm saying? And then it evolved into what it is now. When it just evolved into indie wrestling. Now that's it. We mostly focus on Michigan. I mean,
gotcha.
That's why you've performed in Michigan a few times or been here a few times. So
I'll be back in April.
Back in April for FU F5.
Yep. Not sure exactly who I'll be wrestling yet.
Right.
But
FU F5 for what is this one called?
I don't know.
I forget
F4
what
something.
Oops Bangers or something like that. Oops Bangers.
Oops All Bangers.
Oops All
Bangers. Yes, the poster is amazing.
Yeah, Oops All Bangers. I had to remember that one.
Let's hope that we do not have a repeat of F3 with Radomir.
No more Radomir.
No more hashtag no more Radomir.
Right. Yeah, I don't think he'll show up, maybe.
Oh God. If he does, we have to let him work because that's just balls beyond the size of Congo Kong's head. Okay.
Well, you think Congo
I'm just saying, if he has the balls to show up again, he deserves to work. I'll work him.
Well, I'm sure everybody's going to line up to work him.
Like,
I'm like,
I'll work him. I won't even fight him.
Right.
I'll work him. I don't care. But because he deserves to work if he has the balls big enough to show up again. My opinion.
Okay.
Because that takes some fucking cojones.
It does. I would agree, but I don't think
he would earn my respect right then and there.
Right.
Going through what he went through then. Shit.
Yeah, for sure. So you're gonna be. Oh, what's the special announcement? Oh, yes, we forgot. I
was just saving that for the end. We didn't forget it.
Right. Well, it is a special announcement, and it's kind of like I said. It's his announcement, right? Because it kind of is your announcement, but it's kind of my announcement. And it's kind of mine
our
too.
Announcement.
It's our announcement. So is this like a joint effort?
Yes.
Like the word joint?
Well, at the moment. Sure, if you want, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're one of the judges. Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's a joint
Let's
venture.
go, baby.
Well, so here it is. You are one of the entrants in this year's 2022 Indie Idol.
Oh, hold on. No. Let me.
Okay, all right. Josh always tells me I'm not good at it.
Oh, it's not that you're not good. I'm just better.
Oh,
That's all it is. But ladies and gentle vapors, are you prepared for the most vape-tastic announcement that you will hear all week? All right, I am telling you, and I am telling you that they could announce the cure for cancer this week. No, that's not funny. Maybe not the cure for cancer. Maybe the cure to the common cold. They could announce the cure to the common cold this week, and this would still be the most vape-tastic announcement you have heard all week. Am I the last spot or the second to last spot?
Oh, you're not even the second to last spot.
Well, damn. I am the spot. I am the entrant. I am the future winner of the Michigan Indie Idol promo contest, because there is nobody, and I mean nobody, that can step to the vape god on the mic.
Is it the vape spot?
You can call it the vape spot.
The vape spot. There you go, the vape spot.
Whatever it is, it's going to be the vapor circle, aka the winner's circle, where the vape god is chilling. That's all that matters.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. So all spots are filled. I have not announced everybody yet. I didn't announce anybody yesterday, and I didn't announce anybody today yet, because we were doing this interview and I knew when we were going to announce you. Now,
Because
when
I'm
this
the most important.
and
Because I'm the most important. You had to wait until you announced the Vape God, of course.
Okay, right.
Because, like I said, nobody can compete with me on the mic. It doesn't matter who it is. You can call the IWTV champion, AC Mac, and we'll go toe to toe. I'll whoop his ass on the mic. I don't give a damn.
Okay. All right. Well, when this is over, I'm going to go upstairs and the graphic will come out and it'll say, as announced on, and then the Vape God. And then it'll be the vape spot known as the vape circle, as we're now finding out.
Vapors circle.
Yeah, it's the whatever. Yeah.
The Vapors circle.
The vapor circle?
Yes, because it's the winner's circle, aka the Vapors circle.
Okay. All right. I'll buy that for $1. I'll take it.
It's gonna be full of vapetricity too.
Vape I love it, dude.
Vapetricity.
Vapetricity. All right. Man, I'm getting corrected left and right, man. Holy shit.
Okay.
It's
you're doing a fantastic job.
Yeah. Listen to this, man. It's great. So I have not put the social media for Fletch down here yet because I haven't, I didn't know what to put there. So
well, all you had to do was ask.
Right. So why don't you go ahead and tell them your social medias where they can follow you, because I don't know everything that you have.
All right, ladies and gentle vapors, I hope you've got your mental pen and pad ready, or if you have a terrible memory, get an actual pen and pad ready, or your iPhone, your little notes, or your Android. I don't know what they call it on Android notepad, I guess. I don't know. I have an iPhone. Hashtag Team Apple for the win. Facebook, Fletch Malone, simple as that. Instagram, Twitter, PlayStation Network, Twitch, Vape God Fletch, all one word, all lowercase. YouTube, Fletch Malone. Pro Wrestling Tees, Brainbuster Tees, and StoreFrontier.com. It's all three merch sites. Just search Fletch Malone, Vape God Fletch, some combination of those. I get confused with those three all the time. I also have merch available on Twitch, and I also have merch available at every show. And for bookings for those promoters, Fletch Malone Wrestling at gmail.com, or hit up the DMs on any of those socials, baby. Taking bookings for the rest of the year.
Yeah, look at that, dude. Bang, bang. Got some
bang, bang.
Bang, bang. We got all kinds.
Hold on. Vape. Have a nice day.
Pop me. I love it. Well, dude, thank you, man. We're going to do it again eventually. That's how I do things. This was the get to know you a little bit better. And so everybody that watches Rasslin Rage or MIDub or just is here for the interviews, they will get to know Fletch Malone as well. And then as we progress, we become better friends and we have better conversations. And
exactly
right
now, I would like to promote the next shows that I do have.
Oh, okay, do that.
Yeah. So if you're in the Milwaukee area, or you feel like traveling to the Milwaukee area to come see the Vape God, and if you travel from out of state to come see the Vape God, please let it be known. Because that's a big deal. April 15th and 16th, it's going to be in the Milwaukee area. I got ICW at Da Bar. It's going to be on 60th and Burnham in West Dallas. And then the 16th, BCW, Brew City Wrestling in Waukesha, Wisconsin at the Elks Lodge. And then 422, I am back in Michigan in Garden City for FUF5, baby.
Well, and speaking of F5, they're in the chat. And
F5!
They're saying, he says, does he want a rematch for Alicia?
Is that a question?
Yeah, with a question mark, apostrophe, and then it says, ah ha ha ha.
F5, if you give me a rematch, I promise you that Alicia is coming home with me next month.
Oh, shit.
I promise you, I will do what it takes to bring that baby home. Because 2-belt Fletch, God, that sounds good. God, that sounds good. Ooh, hold on. Let me show y'all the belt that I'm gonna add to the collection. Oh, come here, baby. Come here. Oh yeah. Oh, my pride, my joy.
Uh-oh. What do we
It's
got?
Persephone. I don't know why I haven't had her out the whole time. This is my All Heel Wrestling Change of Fortune Championship that I'm actually defending on April 15th against Chucky Bates at ICW.
He said next month is Price versus Hotch. So
You've never heard of a three-way? Boots, I know you're lying. I know you're lying, Boots. I know you've heard of a three-way.
oh, he said just wondering. I don't know what this guy's up to.
Tell you what, I'll earn it. I'll earn it. Whoever I'm working next month, I'm willing to put this title on the line. I'm willing to put the Change of Fortune title on the
So
line.
it says F5. So F5 says, so Fletch has a rough journey ahead. Could be against Price, could be against Hotch, or a 3-person party. What? I don't know if this guy knows what he's talking about right now.
He's saying I would either work one of them or both of them.
Yeah, I don't know if they know what they're talking about right now. Are they coherent?
I don't know. How many dabs have you taken, Boots?
Boots! Is that Boots?
Boots! Ooh, see.
Boots, you're kind of a dick.
Boots is kind of a dick.
Yeah.
He's funny,
But he's a dick.
but he's kind of a dick.
He is kind of a dick. And he always
But he's
dips. He always dips. Every time Stitches is in the house, he's gone.
Well, I mean, I don't blame him. Stitches is creepy.
Right. He said too many dabs. So
That's what I figured it was.
right. So
That's what I figured it
right.
was.
So I
We'll
don't
talk
know.
business later.
Right. There's definitely I have no idea what's gonna happen next month at F5 FU. There's many matches already announced, but Fletch has no idea what's going on
No
with him.
clue.
Apparently Hotch and Price are going at it, but we don't know if it's going to be a 3-way dance. Is there no dance? I don't know. We don't know.
I don't know.
I don't
Don't get me wrong. If I'm not in that match, I'm going to be keeping a close eye on that match because that match could just very well be a match of the year candidate.
Could.
Because those guys together are just gold.
Right. For sure. Absolutely. I want to thank everybody that's in the live chat for joining us. I also want to thank anybody that may be catching the replay right here on the Rasslin Rage YouTube channel.
Better late than never.
That's right. You can always catch this eventually on our Podbean, just like you'll be able to catch episodes of MIW and Rasslin Rage on our Podbean as well. What is Podbean? Podbean is where we upload all of our audio content. That includes interviews and episodes of Rasslin Rage and Michigan Independent Weekly. Podbean then sends all that wonderful stuff out to all the major podcast platforms as well. So if you're not comfortable using Podbean, which they do have an app for your phone, either on iPhone or Android, but if you want to use if you want to use something else like Apple, or you want to use iTunes, or you want to use Amazon, or you want to use Pandora, or you want to use Spotify or iHeartRadio, or we're everywhere. So if you want to listen to Rage and you want to listen to this awesome interview with Fletch on any of those things, search for Rasslin Rage. You can search us on Google, and I swear to God, you'll have like 2 pages of Rasslin Rage shit. I promise.
2 whole pages. Dos páginas.
Great.
I'm bilingual.
Right, there you go. So make sure you follow Fletch. Make sure you follow Rage at MIW. And then all of our sponsors that are down there as well, follow them, including F5 Wrestling is one of our sponsors, in case you didn't know. So you guys have yourself a great night. Fletch, thank you so much. I will see you next month at FU, because I am going to sponsor FU again.
Heyo.
Heyo. And then, yeah, everybody else.
May I, real quick, before we head out?
Sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, vapors, it has truly been a pleasure blessing you peasants with my presence, Corey. Thank you for having me on once again. From Persephone, from the Vape God, stay vapey. And always bow down to the Vape God.
Oh, Lord. All right. So, everybody, we will see you back here on Sunday at 7 p.m. for Rasslin Rage, where we give you the results from the shows that we can that happened this weekend here in the state of Michigan.
I'll be there too.
All right, there you go. All right. Right here on r2youtube.com. That's the letter R, the number 2, youtube.com. See ya.
See ya.
It's going down.
This is Rasslin Rage.
Do it now.
This is Rasslin Rage.
Scream it out loud.
This is Rasslin Rage. Cody Fleming is the man who leads the brigade.
It's going down.
This is Rasslin Rage.
Do it now.